Hi everybody. This is Willow and Anna. I think we're co-fronting, but I'm not 100% sure. We're just kind of like vibing a little bit. This is gonna be a probably really controversial video, and a lot of people are probably gonna be upset, and that's okay because we feel like this is important and it needs to be said, and this person or this system needs to be, their actions need to be brought to light. So let's get into it. The problem with alternative system, aka distressed damsel. All right, so the first thing that we have on our list of issues that we think are, um, I guess, controversial on their part is weaponizing their audience to bully people who speak out against them or say they don't agree with their actions. Now, for us, we have a problem with this because it's the same for two reasons. One, it's just wrong. Like, you should never go tell your audience to go bully people who disagree with you or harass them or even insinuate that that's what they should be doing. But our second problem with this, and the one we think is also important, is that it's the same thing that they call out other people for doing, but they do the exact same thing. And for us, this is a common theme with them, just a lot of hypocrisy and like um doing things that they say others shouldn't do, and then they go and do them, and it's like, but you just said so. Yeah, we've seen this behavior with the situation with Acrylic and Aether, and the situation with Dissociated, and the situation with their cyberstalker, Mariah, or whatever her name was, which I put it in quotation marks, air quotes. You'll see later why, but yeah, we have opinions on that too. But yeah, so we see this as a repetitive behavior, and it's just not okay. And they don't say anything to their fans about it. They don't say, "Hey guys, this behavior is not okay." They don't do that. But yet they expect other people to do that. All right. The second thing problem that we really see is refusing to acknowledge issues. So they made a video, I believe. I could not sit through the whole thing. It was very uncomfortable for me to watch. But they made a video addressing some issues, yes. But we found that them addressing it. How do I put this? It was a little wishy-washy for the ones they did address. And then the things that they did not address that we want to see addressed is the situation with their cyberstalker not being behind the hopelessly realistic account. This, in our opinion, has been proven to be pretty much false. That this person is not the person behind the hopelessly realistic account, yet they refuse to address it. They're still saying, "Oh my," they're still saying that this is the person that is behind everything. This is the person that's behind all these accounts and everything. When pretty much it's been proven that it's not. Um, and I'm not the only person to mention this. A lot of other people have mentioned this in videos that they've made about this person. But yeah, so they are not the same person. And then another problem that we have is the fact. Look, this is more of an opinion than a known fact, but we feel that the video they posted of their littles being upset and crying, while I'm not going to say that it was like acting or faked or whatever. That's not the problem for us. The problem is that it felt like it was being used as a manipulation tactic. Like they were trying to gaslight their audience and people who have a problem with them into feeling guilty, feeling like they did something wrong for saying that this behavior is not okay. And for many, many reasons, that is just wrong. I personally can't see any other reason to post that if not to make people who you feel have wronged you feel bad. And it's also inappropriate to post a little in one of their most vulnerable moments on the internet. That's just, it's not right. It's not really appropriate. And it may not be my place to say, it's not my system, but that's just something that we personally feel is wrong and that we would never do. The other thing that also has to do with littles is the fact that they used DDLG tags in a post about their littles. Now, we don't know much about this, so correct me if I'm wrong on this. This is the one thing that we had a lot of trouble researching because it is a sensitive topic for us. But as far as we know, they did post pictures of their littles, and they did use a few DDLG tags in those posts, and then they were later transferred to a Google Docs drive and spread around. Which, if they did do that, there's so many reasons why that's wrong. First of all, DDLG and DID littles should never be in the same category. They are not the same. It is inappropriate to even suggest that they are the same, that being because DDLG littles, whether the community is okay with it or not, which it seems like they are often sexualized, and very much so to the point where it is uncomfortable because for the DID community, because we have littles and then we get people from the DDLG community trying to come into our community and do inappropriate things to littles in the DID community. So there's just so many reasons why posting DDLG tags on anything to do with DID littles is inappropriate and wrong. Now, this is the thing, the next thing, this is the thing that we have our main issue with. This is the thing that really made us want to make this video. This is the thing that took us over the edge. And that was when they self-harmed, they relapsed, proceeded to tag creators in this post of their self-harm, not about their relapse, of their self-harm, proceeded to tag creators who had done them wrong, in their opinion, and basically blame them, gaslight them, shame them, manipulate people into thinking this is your fault. You are the reason why they relapsed. You are the reason why they did this. Whether or not it was their little, whether or not whoever it was, the responsibility, in our opinion, has not yet really been taken, in our opinion. It is just wrong to do that to anybody, but especially creators who you know have mental illness, who you know deal with mental health issues. It's just beyond inappropriate, and it's not okay. It's not okay whether it was a little doing it or whether if it was a grown alter doing it. It's not okay. And this is something we feel really needs to be called out. So that is the main reason why we're making this video. And another thing we've seen from them, sorry, I feel like I'm going through this really fast. I just don't want this to be a super long video, but another thing we've seen from them is that they often instigate fights and bullying from their audience. Like, when they go after people like Dissociated and like Hopelessly Realistic and like Squishyopia and all this stuff, Dissociated excluded, but people who they know don't have a really big following, calling them out, calling their audience out to go and attack these people and their audiences for simply disagreeing with them. I have watched these people's videos on them, and I didn't find them disrespectful at all. They were just trying to bring up the points that they think were incorrect and wrong, and to see that alternative systems sent their entire audience basically said, hey, we don't like this person and you shouldn't either. Hey, they're doing all this wrong. And they never said, a lot of creators will say, hey, don't go attack this person. This video isn't meant for hate. But they didn't do that. They basically said, we don't like this person and you shouldn't either. At least that's how I took it from watching their videos. And there are so many reasons why that's wrong, especially when these are smaller accounts. You are a giant account compared to these smaller accounts. And you think that doing that is appropriate in any way, shape, or form, especially when these people were respectful to you, when they did not come after you, when they did not try to bully you. It is just, it's wrong. It's inappropriate, and not to mention the anger that we have seen in posts on their YouTube and Instagram about these people. It's just, let's call it what it is. It's bullying. You are trying to bully these people into silence. You are trying to make it so they do not have a voice. You are trying to overshadow anyone who disagrees with you, who doesn't like you, who doesn't think you're the greatest thing since sliced bread. It's just, it's really frustrating considering that's the same thing that they try to call people out for. The next thing is the hypocrisy about dissociated. We do not support dissociated. We will just say that right now. We think there's a lot of things that need to be addressed by them. We think there's a lot of things they have not addressed and that they need to own up to. But the outright hypocrisy that they have about the things dissociated does, that they also do, is just, it's not okay. If you are going to say they have a hateful fan base, they encourage their fans to go hate on people and go do things and yada yada yada, but then you literally do the same thing and do nothing to tell your fans that it's not appropriate, we take issue with that. And then you say they don't address issues. Yet there is an abundance of issues and a big issue that you do not address. You outright ignore it, even when it is brought up to you, to your face. It's just irritating because that's the same kind of thing that you're trying to go against, yet you do it. The last thing that we're going to talk about, and we might need to make a part 2 because I feel like there's probably something that we missed, but the last thing we're going to talk about that really was messed up to us is commenting on Squishyopia's looks. I don't know if I'm saying their name right, but commenting on their looks, specifically, I believe it was commenting on their smile. To us, that just says you have nothing better to say. If you cannot think intellectually of something else to say, that is what you resort to. You resort to commenting on someone's looks, commenting on someone's way of speaking, etc. That just says to us you have nothing better to say. You have nothing intellectual to add to the conversation, so you are resorting to the most childish and petty way of dealing with your issues, which is not appropriate. I say that a lot in this video, but it is not okay to ever comment on somebody's looks because you disagree with them. Yes, we all do that out of anger, but this has been multiple posts, multiple times. It is just, It's honestly ludicrous. It's ridiculous, and it is childish. You are a grown person. Act like it. Our last little bit on this video is going to be directly to alternative system, and this is going to be a little bit of a taking accountability little speech here. To alternative system, you need to realize that your actions have consequences and hurt people in this community. Whether you care or not, you are still a public figure, and you still publicly represent us to the majority of people outside and inside our community. I have seen people post about you saying that this is what DID really looks like, this is what this really is, and everything. And it's very obvious to us and to a lot of other people that you are a public figure in this community. You do represent us, whether you want to or not. Your behavior has been inappropriate, many times unjust, and you need to do better. As I have seen you say to everyone else, you need to do better. You need to stop the bullying, stop the harassing, stop sending your audience after people, and you need to take time to self-reflect, because you are not a saint. You are not a martyr for our community. You have been a consistent source of drama and pain in this community. Something that when you first came, you wanted to eliminate. Like you have said about Dissociated and others, we will say this about you. We will not be silenced, and we will not back down until this behavior is acknowledged and corrected. I will not, my system will not, many people in the community will not be bullied into silencing our voices. As it is so obvious that you are trying to do. And for those of you hurt by the drama and the petty arguments and the bullying and the harassing caused directly by this system, by alternative system, we see you. We hear you. We are here for you, and we are here to stay. For those of you who don't have a voice, we are here to give you one. We will not give up, and we will make this community safe again, no matter how long it takes, because that is what we are fighting for. It is not okay to use your power and your newfound community as a way to exploit, bully, gaslight, and harass people. It is not okay to become power hungry and go on a power trip because you got a few thousand followers. We are all still people. The people who you have criticized are still people. The people who have criticized you are still people. No matter our mistakes, no matter our differences, we all bleed the same. And I think it's about time that that is realized, not by just alternative system, but by everyone who has been a continual source of drama for this community. Your actions have consequences. Your words, the things you say and do online, hurt people, and they reflect not only on you, but on this community. It is not just you that has to deal with the fallout of the things you do. Got a little bit more heated at the end than I wanted to. That's exactly why we didn't record this video last night, because we were really angry. Especially Anna. She was very upset. Yeah, so that's pretty much what we have to say on alternative system. There may be a part 2, there may not be. It just depends on what people say we missed, etc. If there's anything we need to address, we will address it either in the comments or here on YouTube making another video. We are not afraid. And we probably never will be again. So I guess that's all I have to say on that. This was probably the most controversial and dramatic video we have ever or probably will ever make, but it needed to be addressed. And if enough of us come together and address it, hopefully something gets done about it. Thank you guys for watching. This is Anna and Willow still, I think. And we are signing off. Have a nice day, or night, or week. Bye.